Today's video dives into another classic HOA drama that begins with something small and spirals into total chaos. You've got a strict HOA enforcer, a neighbor who refuses to overlook even the tiniest detail, and a homeowner who's finally reached his limit, and he responds in the most satisfying, calculated way imaginable. If you love watching Karen-style meltdowns, absurd HOA rules getting exposed, and some perfectly executed malicious compliance that delivers a clean, well-deserved payoff, this one's going to hit all the right spots for you. The story follows Eugene Walsh, a widowed dad raising his 16-year-old twin boys in a picture-perfect suburban development outside Austin, Texas, after losing his wife to a tragic workplace accident years earlier, an incident caused by ignored safety rules to cut costs. Eugene became hyper-focused on protection, regulations, and never letting shortcuts endanger the people he loves. So when severe blizzard warnings hit in February 2024, with high winds, ice, and flying debris predicted, he took action. He invested in professional-grade wind barriers, heavy-duty mesh fabric, steel stakes, everything engineered to cut wind speed by about 40% in a protective radius and shield his home, especially the windows, from dangerous projectiles. He installed them carefully over several hours, making sure they were temporary and functional. Think advanced version of boarding up windows for a hurricane, but designed specifically for wind redirection. A retired firefighter neighbor even stopped by to praise the smart prep work. But then Natasha Richmond, the HOA president, a former luxury real estate agent who treats the neighborhood like her personal showroom, shows up in her designer coat and BMW, license plate Luxury 1, no joke, sneering at the eyesore, ruining the upscale aesthetic. She demands immediate removal, insisting appearances trump the incoming storm. Eugene explains it's for safety, that he'll take them down post-storm, but she shuts him down. Aesthetics matter more, property values are her priority, and she slaps him with a $900 fine for violating community showcase standards during what she calls a prime buyer touring period. The storm hits hard that night. Winds howl, debris flies everywhere, power lines snap, but Eugene's barriers hold perfectly. No damage to his house, his boys stay safe. The next morning, an official violation notice taped to his door anyway. Natasha had even pushed through an emergency aesthetic standards rule over the weekend to ban visible weather protections during showcase times. That's when Eugene's quality control inspector background kicks in. He spends his days spotting flaws in manufacturing. Now he turns that skill to the neighborhood. Walking the common areas, he notices glaring safety issues. The Community Pool Act required Texas-mandated safety gear like reaching poles, ring buoys, and first aid stations, mandatory for pools serving over 20 families. There serves 67 homes. No posted certifications. The playground equipment. No inspection tags in 3 years, despite annual requirements. Decorative walkway lighting. Looks fancy, but improper junction boxes, rusting, poor spacing near trees, potential fire and electrical hazards. And the contractor. Richmond Landscaping Services, owned by Natasha's husband, who pulled $43,000 for the job despite only being licensed for landscaping, not electrical work. Unlicensed electrical in Texas is a criminal misdemeanor. Eugene starts documenting everything. Time-stamped photos, financial records. HOA homeowners can request them. Bylaws showing bypassed approval processes for big spends. They split invoices to dodge the $15,000 homeowner notification rule. Expired contractor licenses, unpermitted work. He tries diplomacy first. Polite emails suggesting fixes before pursuing aesthetic fines. Natasha responds by accusing him of harassment, threatening more penalties, even a lien on his house. Things escalate. Natasha posts in the neighborhood Facebook group, painting him as disruptive. She digs into his personal life, questions neighbors about his stability since his wife's death, even calls his son's school pretending to do a neighborhood safety assessment. She recruits people for fake wellness assessments on his property, filming and photographing to intimidate. But Eugene doesn't back down. He files detailed, cross-reference complaints with multiple agencies: Austin Fire Marshal, electrical/fire hazards, Travis County Health, pool/playground safety, Texas EPA, stormwater/landscaping impacts. State Board of Architectural Examiners, unlicensed work. Attorney General's HOA Division, self-dealing/fraud. Agencies move quickly. Inspection scheduled, violations confirmed. 12 electrical code breaches, imminent fire risks, pool closure orders, unpermitted modifications. Natasha panics, calls begging for an arrangement to drop everything. Eugene records it and refers her to his attorney. At the emergency community meeting, she calls to rally support against him. He brings the receipts and surprise guests, the fire marshal, health inspector, and AG detective. He plays recordings, shows reports, exposes the $300,000 plus fraud across multiple HOAs funneled to her husband's unlicensed company. The room turns. Board ousted on the spot. 4-1 vote, her lone dissent. New interim president drops his fine, authorizes safety fixes. Insurance covers most repairs after learning the risks. Natasha and her husband face charges. They eventually plead down, pay restitution, and move away. The community reforms, safety-first protocols, transparent finances, emergency prep programs. Eugene starts a charity in his late wife's name for safety grants in underserved areas and shifts careers to regulatory compliance, consulting for other HOAs. It's the ultimate vindication. What started as a petty fine for protecting his kids during a deadly storm uncovers corruption, forces real accountability, and makes the whole neighborhood safer. All because one guy refused to let aesthetics trump lives. They'll subscribe for more weekly stories. Always chaotic, funny, and packed with that sweet justice payoff. Speech balloon drop in the comments. Have you ever battled an HOA that cared more about looks than safety? What's your wildest rule enforcement nightmare? Share below. The more we talk about these, the better we can push back. Warning disclaimer. The stories on this channel are fictionalized narratives inspired by real-life themes, but created for entertainment purposes. They do not reflect real events, names, or individuals. Any similarities to actual people or situations are entirely coincidental.